I've used Spacey a fair bit. So you mentioned one of the use cases there. You can use it for like tokenizing a
Hmm.
document. So when you have a big piece of natural language, it could be a whole book or it could be a prompt into a chat GPT or whatever. Any natural human language, you can pass it through Spacey to identify where the individual words are. And I guess you mentioned that that was kind of one of the original use cases and why it might be called Spacey in the first place. But what other kinds of things can we do with Spacey?
So Spacey also provides some pre-trained models, and the nice thing about those is there's some open data sets that you can train, different models for different languages. But it also means that you can attach information to the tokens. So one of the things that people like to use it for is to know, like, let's say, for example, I'm interested in detecting programming languages in text. If you're interested in that, then Go is by far the hardest programming language because usually the word Go appears in the English language as not a programming language.
Mhm.
But there's a trick because if you know that the word go is used as a verb, okay, then it's probably not a programming language. But if it's used as a noun, right? Oh, okay, then it might be used. Then there might actually be a programming language. So there's this extra, like grammar information that we can also attach to some of these tokens that can be useful in an NLP pipeline. The thinking here is that you might be able to build a rule-based system on top of the statistical system that these models provide. Um, these models also come with some extra features. So we there's an attempt to also detect entities like dates or amounts of money or companies or people's names. And in my experience, they tend to be pretty good. Like all statistical models, they're not necessarily perfect. These models have to be trained on the data set, and if your data set is unlike the data set that we train on, it's not going to be perfect.
Mhm.
But in general, it's a very reasonable place to start. And the nice thing is you can just pip install it and it runs. One of the other main features of Spacey is that while the library definitely offers transformer models as well these days, one of the focuses of the library is just to remain fast. Like these
Mhm.
models are meant to be robust in production as well. And that's also like a pretty core design principle. There's lots of very cool hashing tricks in the library if you're interested. But that's kind of what like super quick in a nutshell what Spacey can do. You can
Mhm.
also train
Mhm.
your own models. You can do classification. There's all sorts of new NLP-ish things in the pipeline as well. But Spacey is trying to be a somewhat general NLP tool that you can customize for a production use case. The tokenizer supports 42 languages, if I'm not mistaken, and I think we have pre-trained models for 12 languages. And typically, for each model, we have like a small model that's very, very lightweight, and a large model that has more word embeddings in it that's a bit heavier, but
Mhm.
should have higher accuracy. Choice is yours, is kind of the idea there.